Have you ever wondered why some teams pull together through thick and thin, while others fall apart at the slightest hint of trouble? What makes certain organizations feel like families, inspiring loyalty and trust, while others breed fear and competition? Can the secret to lasting leadership in thriving workplaces be found not in profits and perks, but in the age-old instincts wired deep within us? What if the greatest leaders aren't the ones sitting at the head of the table, but those willing to eat last? Dive into these questions and more as we explore the compelling ideas behind Leaders Eat Last. Imagine a workplace where employees feel safe, valued, and inspired every day. This isn't a utopian fantasy. It's a powerful possibility rooted in biology, psychology, and centuries of human evolution. Leaders Eat Last unlocks the code to such environments by examining what truly sets great leaders and organizations apart. The circle of safety. At the heart of successful teams lies the circle of safety. This is more than just a metaphor. It's the invisible shield that leaders create to protect their people from external dangers and internal threats. When people are confident that their organization has their back, they stop competing with each other and start working together, focusing their energy on overcoming outside challenges. How is this circle of safety built? It begins with trust and empathy. When leaders genuinely care about the well-being of their employees, a sense of belonging and security flourishes. People are then free to take risks, speak up, and innovate, knowing that mistakes will be met with support, not punishment. Our four chemical drivers. The book explains that our behavior at work and in life is governed by four key chemicals. 1. Endorphins. These mask pain and keep us going through tough times, triggered by physical activity and laughter. 2. Dopamine, the achievement chemical. It gives us the rush we feel when we hit a goal or cross off a task. 3. Serotonin, the leadership chemical. It's released when we feel respect, pride, and a sense of status, especially powerful when acknowledgement comes from others. 4. Oxytocin, the bonding chemical. It's released when we feel trust, love, and friendship, and is critical for cooperation and loyalty. While endorphins and dopamine push us to achieve, serotonin and oxytocin are what bind us together. Strong leaders encourage the release of the latter two by fostering recognition, appreciation, and genuine connections. Leadership is a responsibility. Being at the top isn't about privilege, it's about responsibility. In organizations where leaders put themselves first, fear and mistrust take root. People start protecting themselves, building silos, and playing politics. The result? A toxic culture where creativity and performance suffer. But when leaders embrace their duty to protect and nurture those in their care, everything changes. They eat last, literally and figuratively. This means they look after their team's needs before their own, offering support, sharing credit, and taking responsibility for failures. The story of the military, where officers eat after their troops, exemplifies this idea. It's not just tradition, it's a demonstration of service, humility, and commitment. This kind of leadership inspires fierce loyalty and extraordinary effort. The danger of short-termism. Modern organizations often fall into the trap of prioritizing numbers over people. Quarterly earnings, stock prices, and quick wins become the sole focus. In such environments, employees are treated as expendable resources rather than valued partners. The book warns that this obsession with short-term results erodes trust and loyalty. People stop feeling safe and start looking out for themselves. Turnover rises, morale plummets, and the organization's long-term health suffers. The antidote? Recenter the focus on people. When leaders make decisions that prioritize the well-being of their teams, even if it means sacrificing short-term gains, they lay the foundation for long-lasting success. The cost of leadership. True leadership isn't easy. It often requires personal sacrifice and difficult choices. Leaders must be willing to absorb stress, shoulder blame, and sometimes make unpopular decisions for the greater good. But the rewards are worth it. When leaders put people first, they unleash human potential. Teams become more resilient, creative, and committed. Problems are solved together, and even in tough times, employees give their best because they know their leaders have their backs. Trust is built in small moments. Building trust doesn't happen overnight. It's earned through small acts of kindness, honesty, and consistency. Leaders who take time to listen, who remember names, who show up when it matters. These are the ones who slowly build unbreakable bonds. Trust is also contagious. When one person steps up, others follow. Before long, a culture of support and cooperation replaces fear and suspicion. The role of empathy. Empathy is the cornerstone of effective leadership. Understanding what employees are going through, recognizing their struggles, and offering genuine support creates loyalty that no paycheck can buy. Empathetic leaders ask questions, listen without judgment, and put themselves in others' shoes. This not only boosts morale, but also leads to better decision-making. After all, leaders who know their people well can make choices that benefit the whole organization. The ripple effect. When leaders eat last, the impact ripples outward. Employees who feel safe and valued pass that sense of security on to customers, partners, and their own families. Organizations become magnets for talent and inspiration, setting off a virtuous cycle of growth and innovation. This isn't just good for business, it's good for society. Companies that prioritize people help build stronger communities, foster trust, and make the world a little kinder. Putting it all together, Leaders Eat Last challenges us to rethink what leadership really means. It's not about titles, perks, or power. It's about serving others, building trust, and creating environments where everyone can thrive. Great leaders eat last, not because they are less important, but because they know their real strength comes from the people they serve. They understand that the true measure of leadership is not how far they can get ahead, but how far they can lift others up. So what would happen if more leaders chose to eat last? How different would our workplaces and our lives be if trust, empathy, and service became the norm, not the exception? Could the simple act of putting others first unlock hidden reserves of loyalty, innovation, and joy? As you close this book, ask yourself, in your world, who eats last, and what kind of leader will you choose to be? Thanks for exploring these big questions with us on BitBooks. What will you read next?